we're in the press room. Shaya T just won and she's coming in shortly. So this is how our setup is gonna be. I have a camera. We're gonna be filming everything. This is Jackie. She's gonna be filming me asking questions. We're in this giant press room though, so other people are gonna be asking questions too. And we'll hope to talk to as many people as possible. Please comment below hi, and also if you can hear me. Okay, see you at the show. Okay, this is, it's pretty good, right?
The Koch brothers.
Yes, I did. So hopefully y'all can hear me. Please do comment. I think I can see the comments here. We're getting ready for Shaya T. Purple Queen, hi. Can you hear me okay? Can you give me like a thumbs up since we're so early? Love. Exciting stuff.
You're filming from there, and I'm doing.
Yes, you can hear me. So this is for like later. I would love to have you filming me and then doing the pan over.
That's what I figured.
Hi, Kobe. Yeah, that would be amazing. Cool. Oh my God, thank you. If you guys have any questions, let me know. We got some crazy stuff outside. It was really cool. Shaya is coming in shortly. So, oh my God, Audra. Okay, so right now, so I have Jackie and Theo helping me out right now. This is always what's crazy is after a carpet, or in this case, not a carpet, but MOS, we call it, man on the street, there's like going through everything. But since I'm going live here, can't edit here, so I might like pause this at sometimes, I don't know. But we got some great MOS interviews. Both Koch brothers, Ukarsh and Bukar, a buddy of mine because of both FLS, and we have a mutual friend, Arthur, Nikki M. James. So one of the first people we saw was Shaya T, and it was really cool. We didn't like interview, we were just like walking by, and it just so happened that like we were walking by and she looked stunning. And I was like, Shaya, and she came over to me to give a hug, which was really nice. Can we talk about what Brooke Shields said?
Oh my God.
Okay, so that, just to give some backstory, so I was a journalist, an on-air reporter in West Texas, and when you're an on-air reporter, you gotta do some wild stuff. You gotta do a lot of MOS, a lot of man on the street interviews, and it was crazy. I see some press people, so I might have to cut this short. And so, like, you know, it's always like respectfully grabbing people for interviews whenever possible. And we're listening, by the way, to the audio on this. I'm gonna turn this down. They don't have the audio out loud so that we can do interviews right over here. If there are ever any problems with like the audio or the static, let us know. There is Wi-Fi here, so that's really helpful. Oh, this is still recording. I guess I'll see when Shaya is. I don't want to ruin the battery. So I'm like used to just grabbing people and going, but I'm not used to that for like Broadway. And so we only did it with the people that like we knew, with the exception of Brooke Shields, because you know she's equity president, so we thought maybe that would be cool. So she was like, oh yeah, I have a minute to talk to you. And she was like, I thought you should have been on the red carpet. And I was like, you know who I am? What? That was pretty wild, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, Brooke Shields is a bwaySHO fan? That's cool. Thanks, Brooke Shields. Next time, get me on the carpet, please. And or the after party, and or the rehearsal. That would be cool. Or even just like interviews. And sorry. Okay, right, just so you see like our proper setup. So our camera's here. And then this cute little bag that I thrifted is the only way that I'm keeping this up. Oh, I have the mic. Okay, that'll be good. These are cute little press badges. Oh my God, 44 people. That's nice. Hi everyone at home, we're doing a live. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm gonna be keeping this mostly on me and giving you fun facts, and then because I'll be filming and stuff, but if there's anyone in particular that you're like, oh my God, I want to see them, like let us know, you know, maybe Jackie. Ooh, scenic design of a musical. Yeah.
No, I was not expecting that.
Hi, Kobe. Did you see Leslie Kritzer? We did. We saw her very quickly. We didn't get to, yeah, we didn't get to interview. Like, to be 100% fair, like everyone was like running in. She gave me like a cute little hello wave. She looked fabulous, obviously, but like I think. You know, it's kind of tough because everyone was like ready to do interviews on the carpet, and we were like pre-carpet, lol, because we weren't on the carpet. So actually, can you edit the UTK thing now that I can't? It should be so simple because
I just downloaded CapCut.
all we need is like the thing where he's like, actually, I do have a second. Yeah, please keep asking questions or else I will ramble, which is fine. We spoke with some lovely producers who were great. Oh, we saw Renee Elise Goldsberry, who yesterday I saw the premiere of Satisfied, and that was wonderful. If I'm talking too loud, please let me know. I should have maybe like brought like thoughts on Audra and Gypsy. Courtney, I'm so excited. Oh my God, did I tell you that I saw Audra walking by, or not? I didn't even see her because I was chatting with a friend, and my eyesight not so great. These are genuine glasses, and I was like, oh, look at that pretty person in the background. And then I spoke to my friend, and then I just heard Jackie go like, Audra. This is the thing. If we are together, it's like we're talking, but we're also like keeping an eye out. And so then we like turn around. I was like, it's Audra. It was very funny. Where am I originally from? I am from Edgemont, New York. Ooh, Edgemont is Edgemont is like such it's like a tiny little town. It's like it's like literally a school district. It's next to Scarsdale, which is where Jonathan Larson's from. So if you hear in Rent when they're like the Scarsdale Jewish Community Center, which like it's actually the like Westchester Jewish Community Center. Oh my God, but it's fair that maybe in the 90s it was called the Scarsdale Jewish Community Center. And when do you have headphones? Do you need mine?
I think I do, but I can't plug in.
They're
Oh, I have my, you know what? I do have my
okay,
AirPods.
cool. Yeah, I wish we had we did not think of using the light. It was very chaotic out there, so we didn't use stereo for what?
Scenic design of a play.
Oh yeah, it's so cool, super dope. Thanks, cool. You're welcome. Also, if you're ever in Scarsdale, first of all, I hope you're enjoying it. But there's this great deli called Noni's that I used to go to, and I'm obsessed with it. And I think about their Cajun chicken sandwich all the time. And please bring one back for me. I used to have a photo on their wall. I think they probably have switched it out by then. But when I was on Air Reporter, I swung by. It was very cool. Where am I? Oh, message retracted. I'm in the press room. I hope. Someone commented, don't care, which is super cool. Like, on this live. Why are you here? Oh, gotta love the trolls. Gotta love them. So many trolls on Twitter yesterday. It's fine. We're gonna keep it positive. Okay, my thing is almost fully charged. Please keep asking questions. Or just vibe. We're still waiting for Shayna. I think this will be a lot cooler. Thanks, Greg. You care. I mean, it does seem silly to be on my live if you don't care. Like, there's so many things you could be watching. Bree, you can't ask me that. That's what's my best guess, my guess for best musical. I actually have no idea. I'm gonna be honest. Oh my God, thank you. This is my original color. Hold on. Oh. Audra. I don't know what songs are being performed tonight because I wasn't at the rehearsal. But it'll be a fun surprise. so this is original hair color. Last year, right before the Tonys, I dyed it full Muppet pink. And I just re-dyed it this morning at home. Thoughts on Beetlejuice the musical? You must be new here.
Sorry, I'm trying to learn CapCut right now.
No, you're killing it. You're killing it. He's killing it. I love Beetlejuice. My video of Broadway and Bryant Park with Beetlejuice has 2 million views. 2 million. That's kind of like an incomprehensible number. And then I have another Beetlejuice video that has 1 million views. I'm trying to be quiet. Can you still hear me? I feel weird kind of talking in this big room. I ordered these online like the day of the Super Bowl because I was like, those are super dope. And I Googled Elphaba glasses, and then I looked at the black ones, and I was like, I don't know how that would look with my funky colors. And I saw a Glinda pink, and I was like, yes.
I think I did it.
Do you have my bwaySHO logo? I guess that's not as important. That's okay. Oh my god. Theo, who's our editor, is just like, oh my god, the Brooke Shields clip. Actually, can you ask them to clip that off for us? It's like a solo interview. Like just okay, awesome. Good. Audra is on the telecast. I've actually interviewed her a few times. Oh, I think someone's coming. Well, I guess Shayna will be after. Oh my god, it might be. So Jackie and I went to the Jonas Brothers concert together. It's wild. Okay, we're gonna do some questions here.
We're getting Linda Cho.
Okay, depending on how early we're talking about, my advice is to try everything. Do a little math, do a little science, do a little fine art, try it all. You never know what's going to stick. I have an undergrad in psychology. I thought I was going to be pre-med, and here I am.
Just so you see.
Take tons of electives and just keep your mind.
Question, raise your hand and someone will come over with a mic. Hi, my name's Jocelyn with Nerds of Color. I've been the biggest Great Gatsby fan for forever. I'm so excited for you for this Tony win. Who inspired you from the 1920s? Like what 1920s icon inspired the costumes? And who is your favorite Tchaikovsky?
Who was my favorite child and who was the nicest to work with? I don't know. I have to say it was such a lovely cast, and I think I mentioned in another previous interview. You know, you get a couple of shows in your career where it all clicks, where you love your collaborators, you love your designers, your director, your actors. You get to do a beautiful period, and your expectation is to like make sparkly clothes, and so like that's a lot of things that sort of like already were amazing, and then I just get to step in and do one part of it. So, okay, did I answer any of your question? What was the other part? Oh, inspirations from the 20s. I love Erte. What I love about Erte is that it's complete imagination. So I get to interpret what those clothes actually are on the body. I always have to balance what was truly period with what the modern time sort of deems as palatable and understandable. So thank you. Cheers.
Hi, Lindsay Stone from the Messina Broadway podcast. Congratulations. What role do you feel that your costume design plays in The Great Gatsby?
I think I'm part of the stage picture. I always say that I'm a storyteller and my medium is clothes. So while I do have a lot of sparkly, pretty things, we also have the people who live in the what is it called? The Valley of Ashes. So telling that story and that socioeconomic level as well. So I'm just one of those storytellers, and I have to be part of it. from the visual, the other visuals that are available, for instance, the step, because that was designed basically before I came on, and taking a page from sort of the extreme extravagance of that beautiful set that Paul T designed. And then also just listening to the music, and that, listening to music and words, because there is something uplifting and contemporary about that vocabulary. So that just opens the door for me to be able to create a design that feels right and is inherent to that story.
Congratulations. In your beautiful speech, you mentioned, was it your mother who said you were a woman? Remember,
Illinois is just one best choreographer.
Can you talk about more about that propelled you and the role of your mom in your life?
So, my mother especially was what you would describe as a tiger mom. And she said, me and my sister, you have two choices. You can be a doctor or a lawyer. And for her, like that was the most difficult job that she could think of. That for her was reaching for the stars. When I finished my undergrad, and I was like, I hate all my science classes, I only like my art classes and my theater classes. And she said, why don't you do that theater thing? You seem to like it. And I was like, how is that possible? Like, you have been telling me my entire life I have two choices. And she said, she just wanted to push me to do the hardest thing. And she said, ultimately, she just wanted me to be happy. And so, unfortunately, she never got to see a single show that I designed. I think I've designed over 200 at this point, but I know she's kind of thrilled for me and thrilled for how far we've come as women and people of color. So, is there something you want to say?
And I don't know how to fix it.
I'm on now, so I get it. All the things that we were trying. And I'm doing the same thing I joke to my sons, that they should be doctors for old people, so they can take care of me and get older.
Congratulations, Jenna! I'm so excited for you! I'm Salisha from the Salisha Show in Black Girl in the Big Leagues, and we got to honor you at Black Women on Broadway awards the other day. Congratulations. So you have done so many shows in such a short amount of time. How have you found this, how have you found the longevity and to be able to sustain doing so much with so little time?
So it's interesting because it has been a short span. However, the foundation and the work for me starts way before everyone gets to see it. And so I'm grateful to have had time to build and set things in motion. And so by the time people get to witness and experience the work, they feel like it's all at once. But it really starts months and sometimes a year out. And I just sort of steadily build a foundation and I put things in place so that when I meet the moment, I'm ready.
Costume design of a play. Yes, for appropriate.
Hi, I'm Sarah from the Broadway Podcast Network, and I wanted to ask you about what does this award mean for you personally as far as representation on Broadway and expanding the people that we're looking at on Broadway stages?
It means so much because for me, I looked at Paul Tazwell, I looked at Tony Leslie James when I was coming up, and to be in this moment where I believe actually that I'm the first Black costume designer to win in a play is a lot. It's a huge because I know there are people like me that are just starting out and are unsure and are fearful, and you just don't know what it's going to take, and you don't know how to find that step to take you forward. And so I'm just hopeful that this moment says, just keep at it. Tell the stories that matter to you. Tell the stories that you find will meet you. That's what's happening for me right now.
Hi there, Shoshana with bwaySHO. Congratulations. What was it like the moment that you won, especially knowing that you were going against yourself in one of the categories?
To be honest, I think I actually did think I was gonna win. So I was sitting there like, wait, this is coming up very quickly. And they're saying my name, and I'm hearing my name being called again as the winner. And I'm like, oh shit, I need to get up and get to the stage. So it's a long walk. So, and also just a moment of celebration to be like, yes, not just about me, but we did it. Like the community that supports me, the community of people that love on me each day and cheer me on. For me, it just felt like it's not just about me right now. It's the community. It's that we have done it together, and I'm able to stand in this moment and say I'm a Tony Award winner.
Yes, congratulations.
Hi, Linda Armstrong, Yesterday News. When it comes to doing costumes for a show like Jaja's African Hair Removal, which in my mind made history on Broadway, because I've never seen a show that focused on that population of ladies. What did it mean to you to make sure that your costumes were authentic to the ladies that you were representing since they had never been represented?
That's a great question. It's very important to me to just find their heart, right? Because as much as in some ways you can look at those group of women and think they're caricatures or they're just loud and bold, but they have such depth to them, right? They're human beings. And so as a costume designer, and especially with Jaja, it was important for me to just find their humanity and showcase that, and showcase it with tenderness, and showcase it in its complexity. So as much as there's someone who might be in a bold and colorful costume, there's also heart there, and there's also fear that she carries. And to find that nuance that I can communicate through the clothes. And then hopefully that the audience, whether they're Black or they're African, can identify themselves and relate to the story, because that story is a shared story. It might be in a different package, but we are all human and we sort of all need each other. And so as a costume designer, I really want to find that nuance and capture the complexity of what it means to be human through the clothes.
Joan Allen, inside New York. I just want to ask you, when did you know that you wanted to be a costume designer, and why on Broadway?
So I actually, growing up in Ghana, I always designed clothes. I went to school for set design, behavioral neuroscience, and then after I graduated, decided, I was sort of in a moment of despair and really struggling, and I did some deep soul searching and decided if I were going to live this life and I was going to give it my all, I should do the thing that spoke to my heart, and the thing that just called me to wake up every day and to strive to just do better, and that was designing clothes, because there's nothing like being in a fitting room with an actor, finding a character, shaping it, and then seeing that actor transform in front of you. It's such a specific and special moment, and it gives me life every single day. So I would say that was that moment for me.
And Broadway in particular versus film?
I think I'm open to it all. I think for me it's about...
Next up, we have Shaya T, fast moving.
Hello, hi. What do I call on a person? How does this work? Or you call on a person? I will. Yes, please.
So Lin-Manuel Miranda has called it the future of musical theater. How does it feel to receive such high praise from a fellow Tony winner?
It means everything. One of the things, sorry, it's so surreal. One of the things that has moved me the most, being a part of this musical theater community, is the strong tradition of mentorship. You know, like so many of the composers and lyricists that I idolize, from James Sorey to Larens to Andrew Lilla and Lynn as well, have been so generous with their feedback from their readings, listening to demos of songs, and I just feel like it's really a craft that cares about the next generation, and so it's meant everything to me, and I can only hope that I can pay that forward eventually. Yeah.
Hi Shayla, from the Mezzanine Broadway podcast. Congratulations, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, capturing years of historical milestones into a single musical is such a tremendous feat. What was your approach in accomplishing this?
For me, it was so many things, but it was finding that central conflict initially, you know, with suffrage specifically. It felt too easy to me to do sort of like the suffs versus the president, or the suffs versus all the forces against them, and what really excited me dramatically was the internal division within the movement itself, which also allowed me to keep the spotlight on the women characters. So that helped me sort of like have a compass, and then it was just a long process of distillation, of just, you know, accepting that it's just 1 2.5-hour show, and hopefully becomes like the gateway for people to learn more.
Shayla,
Over here is Brett. Hi, congratulations. Seeing that this one is for book, I'm curious, it changed a lot from the public to what we've seen on Broadway, and of course, I'm sure it changed many, many times before and in between. Tell me about finding the structure and how you knew that that was what we're seeing on Broadway was the one that was the one.
Well, to be standing here with this award for book blows my mind because that, but to your question, the main, most substantive, formal change in subs was the addition of more spoken book. I think initially, you know, I'm a theatrical songwriter. I love sung for musicals, and I thought subs was a sung for musical. And I think something it taught me as I went along in the process was, oh, actually, people don't know much about the story. It will really help me if I can have spoken dialogue that tees up a song. So I really studied the books that I love, the musicals like Ragtime, Into the Woods, other shows I love, You're in Town, and really kind of embraced writing spoken dialogue. Yeah, and so there's a lot more of that. It's wild to me, you know, I haven't really thought of myself as a playwright, but it going through this process gave me that confidence. Yeah.
Hi Shaya, Matt from the stage in the UK. I know that you work with Kwame at the Young Vet, and obviously you've got Devil Wears Prada opening this summer.
Yeah.
What do you distinguish between the two territories at all in the kind of working relationship?
I would love to do even more in the UK and hopefully one day bring sauce there. I mean, it's such an amazing theatrical community over there, the little time that I've spent there, and I'd love to do more. They did also my As You Like It at the National Theater has their iteration of the Public Works program from the Public Theater where I've done a lot of work. And it really excites me in the UK that they're, especially at a place like the National, embracing community-based engagement in theater. And so I'd love to come over more. Yeah, thanks.
Hey Shayna, Show with bwaySHO.
Hey, Shayna.
Nice to see you, congratulations.
Thank you.
So we were watching when you got that award and the emotion on your face was just so beautiful and strong. Can you tell us what was going through your head in that moment?
I mean, I just sat down, I was sitting with my husband, and I really, right before it started, I just had this moment where I was like, oh my God, I'm at the Tony Awards. And as Jews, we say, like, Dayenu. Like, this would be enough. Like, just that I got to come here and be in this room and have subs be a part of this, Dayenu, you know? And I've been feeling a lot of anxiety, but I really had this moment of peace right before we started. So then I had right off the bat, it was such to feel the community that I've idolized and that now are many of my peers be in celebration. It was just so much. And I'll have to watch the video later because I know I talk fast. But the late great Liz Suedos used to tell me I should like run auctions because I talk so fast.
Thanks.
Hi, Haley Levin with Broadway.com. Hi, congratulations.
Yeah.
The way the industry is set up, it's so hard for people to commit time and resources to their upcoming writers, just encouraging them to invest in their own passion projects.
Absolutely. A big piece of advice I give is apply to everything. Apply to every grant, every residency, every award. There's a lot, and a lot of them have cash prizes, and a lot of them have come here to the woods for 2 weeks and will feed you while you're right there. A lot. So I always say if you're not doing any of those, you're not applying to enough. In my early 20s, I would apply to like 100, just every possible thing, and I got a couple, the yield, it's like applying to school, so I think just like seek out every resource you can. Yeah.
Congratulations, your show is definitely my favorite this season. The story of the suffragists is so inspiring, and so is your own story because you wrote the book, the lyrics, and started the show. How would you like the subs to inspire more women movements that hopefully can bring people together to take action?
Thank you so much. I think right now, it's a hard year in the country. People are feeling a lot of cynicism and despair, myself included often, especially seeing women's rights being rolled back and to see reproductive rights, specifically the right to abortion, being threatened on the state level and the federal level, and not being able to count on the Supreme Court to protect that right anymore. And what I hope subs can do is remind us that when ordinary American citizens come together to coalition build and organize for justice and equality and our rights, we get things done. And the stuff's achieved major constitutional change 100 years ago, and we can do it now.
Congratulations. You talked in your speech, your beautiful speech, telling you thanked your mom for giving you the power of creativity.
Yeah.
Can you talk more about that, like how she did that? And
I'd love
also,
to.
yeah.
Thank you for, oh, sorry.
Oh, and what kept you going when you were feeling like discouraged?
Absolutely. I mean, my mom is a former elementary school teacher, and she would bind up empty storybooks and tell me and my sister, like, fill them with your stories, write your own stories. We were always doing some kind of like creative project at home, some arts project just for fun. And so, and also she really just advocated for my education. I was a really passionate, avid reader, and she would talk to my teachers about getting me the right books. She just was always in my corner. And especially also that I loved theater from a young age, and she never made me feel like that was crazy or stupid or unrealistic. She never judged me or was critical of me, and only as an adult have I realized how weird that is in a mom. And so I really feel that what kept me going is like I grew up with someone who believed in me before I believed in myself.
Yay! I'm gonna pause and post something. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Do you know that? Okay. I know it.
Lindsay smiling is the guy.
You said it. Okay, I'll be right back. I don't know if I can.
In your traditional sort of, Shakespeare's and your classics, and which is a great privilege and a great position to be in. But I find as I sort of work through my career that there's more to say, there's more to put into the work that is much more personal. And so cabaret really for me sort of became that show. I think it was really informed by coming out of the pandemic. When we made it in 2021, we were obviously really still in the thick of that. And so we had there was this burning sort of coming out of me and everybody else in the production to sort of stand up and be the people that we want to be. And so our team, it was very, very important that our team was incredibly inclusive, representative of the people that are in the show, the people that are in the stories. Ultimately, it's kind of about freelance artists and artistry and countercultural performance. And so that had to be honoured. And so myself and Rebecca worked very hard to populate the team, the company, the cast, crew with those people, and I think that the fruit is sort of, being, whatever the word is, blooming. It sort of feels like a very big celebration of all the identities of the people in the show.
Hi Tom, it's Matt on stage in the UK. How are you? Congratulations. Yeah. Just going to dive straight in with a kind of difficult question, I guess. But in terms of, it's such a great production cabaret, and it's obviously a lavish production, the designs are so incredible. Are you worried, we write all the time about the kind of rocketing costs of materials and everything that's making it really hard. Are you worried that this will impact future productions and possibly
future productions in general?
Yeah, and maybe even your own work.
I mean, it already has. This is the really crazy thing. Like it was a dual thing, wasn't it? Brexit for us and the pandemic. Good one, that. Yeah, it kind of really screwed everything up for us, I think. And a lot of designers in our community in London were sort of going, we've got to relearn how to do our job. It's, everything that you have built a shorthand for over the years of how much you think things cost, how much time it will take, what the labor will cost, it just goes out the window. And so you've got experienced, seasoned professionals who are suddenly struggling with a whole new way of thinking. But I do think, and cabaret will be an exception to this idea, but I do think that it is an invitation for audiences, for critics, for industry to recalibrate what a designer does on a show, because I don't think that it has to be about materials. I think that it's almost a kind of expectation or given that the material costs are going to be very high. I think that for me, design is about problem solving. It's about interfacing with all the different departments to kind of almost creatively produce and work dramaturgically with the team to sort of produce something that doesn't necessarily have to be have exorbitant costs. I think it's about that's design, full stop. It's just good design. You have to sort of work with the criteria you've got and work your way around it. And I think, and I would love for there to be a sea change in what we as an audience expect of from what we see on stage. For me, it's about spaces. It's about how you change a space to change the people that come, and for it to be inviting ultimately to a wider audience. And you know, cabaret is a circular stage. There's nothing in the middle of the room, but it's about the space that we are in. And I think that, for me, is a more exciting way of thinking of the future of design.
Lovely, good. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sarah from the Broadway Podcast Network. You mentioned architects and you mentioned your associates. Thank you again for thanking your associates. That's really special.
I mentioned two more, because
Please.
Andrew Mordick and Matthew Buttery are my US associates, and I missed them off because I had my speech in my pocket and I didn't take it out, which is an error. But anyway, sorry.
So it takes many off, and cabaret is especially a unique challenge with it being so immersive and having so many elements of the theater designed. What was it like collaborating with the other artists and the other designers and the director on this massive scale of a project?
For me, that's what my job is, and I do think that ultimately what I look for in a new project is an invitation for a process to be different. I think we're very, very oriented, and this is part of your question, that it's sort of very oriented about the end product, the product, and therefore the materials, the image, what it looks like, but not about how we get there. And I think theatre fundamentally is about how we get there, who is in that room, who we're working with, and what the process is. And then in a way, the end product takes care of itself if that process has taken care of the people that make it. So really, cabaret is a strange for me because it's such an extraordinary invitation, a blank canvas to sort of involve as many artists from outside of theatre as possible. And that's what I wanted to do with this, is just to bring in people that haven't been involved in theatre.
Next we have David Zinn, Best Design of Play.
Woo! Sarah, thank you. Yep, just accepted. Seeing Son of Play.
Yeah. Can I answer your questions? What happened?
Hi, David. Marta from Playville. What was the trickiest part about capturing the 1970s in your design?
I was a kid in the 1970s. Like it's not that nothing is tricky about the 1970s. What was tricky about the design was making a fully soundproof room upstage. You know, in some ways, Stereophonic is a show in which the sound is an enormous, part of the character and part of the show. And if that doesn't function correctly, then nothing functions correctly. So what you see downstage, which is sort of the most designed room, is something that it was really fun to do, but happened very quickly once we were able to figure out the kind of technical needs of the room upstage. And just and it is kind of the icing. It's just fun to make a room that feels like it's been lived in for many years. Hi. Hi.
You alluded in your speech to recent challenges. I just wanted to hear more about those challenges and what this mean wins after.
Oh, sure. My husband's been very ill for last year, and he's doing okay. I'm very happy that he's at the Tony's Company. But it's been, everybody, I'm sure some version of everybody in this room has a time when their child or their parent or their partner needs a lot more attention than other times. And this was this past year for me. And it was this very strange, was such a fulfilling artistic year, and such a, you can say fulfilling year because you're sort of you're never closer to your partner when something like that is happening, or I haven't been, and so it was a crazy sort of ping pong game, and really, I was lucky to be in the room. All the shows that I did this year was with a room with just kind of great friends and colleagues, and we're able to both give me time to be at work, which gives me a lot of strength, but also gave me time to be with my husband when I need to be with my husband. And you think like, blah, 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 I'm going through, like, I'm strong. And there are times where you're like, I need help, and I needed help this year, and I really had it, and that was a very amazing thing to experience from this. Yeah.
Hi, David.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You mentioned that one of the challenges was creating a soundproof room,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you noticed, but Ryan Reverie just won for Best Sound Design of a Play while you were up here. I'm wondering if you could talk about that collaboration.
Everybody just tell them that I was very disappointed to hear that news.
But I'm wondering if you could talk about that collaboration, because I feel like so often scenic designers are working really closely with lighting, and of course you're working all as a design team, but specifically I'm working with a sound designer.
Yeah, sound designers are usually, they're like, your sound looks great, can I put a hole here, can I put a hole here, can I put a hole here, can I put a hole here? And so it's like a sort of slightly contentious relationship. Ryan I've known for a long time. Ryan, Justin, Will, and because there was so much, I would take a step, then they would respond to that step, then I would respond to that step, and it was chicken and egg all the time, and in a good way, I guess, not in a paradox, but so it was great. It was just there were, I've told the story before, but because we had another production happening right before the pandemic, and then it was going to happen in fall 2020, bad time for theater, and so that got canceled. But we were preparing for that during like the April and May of the pandemic, so I had a lot of time to I watched Dave Grohl's documentary about Sound City to try to learn about Neve boards, and I remember just one, those things during the pandemic that kind of give you strength. I was like, Ryan, I think I just have a zillion questions I have to ask you, like practical questions. I have a huge list. And just, we got on Zoom and I was like, what is this box? Like, what?
Hi, George. Kathy from CBS.
Hi.
Hi, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What a phenomenal career. You've done so much over the course of your theater career, starting with Poet Museum, all the way through this upcoming revival of Gypsy. If you look back on what you have accomplished, what advice do you have for anyone who wants to enter the theater, who may not be coming from a place of resources and access in other parts of the country that people in New York have?
Well, just see as much theater as you possibly can. And work with them. If you meet someone and you connect with them, and if they're an actor or they're a writer, connect with them, get to know them, build a piece together. I worked with my friends before I worked with anyone that will be quote unquote, of a certain stature, and that's where I started to grow. And you build up a confidence, and it allows you to exercise and get in touch with your passion and your ferocity. And then you're off to the races. And also during that time period of struggle, is one of the things which I say all the time, a crucial step to saying yes to yourself is getting used to people saying no to you. And so you hear those no's and you go, no, 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 no. I have a legacy. I've been working with these three people or these 20 people that you have no idea, but they've empowered me and I feel empowered. And you just keep go forward from there. And if something scares you, do it. That's my big advice.
Hi, George. How did you know Gypsy was going to have to be the next project for you?
Audrey and I talked about it a few years ago, but I was doing other stuff and she was doing other stuff. And I hadn't done theater for a while, so I was doing movies and stuff. So it lined up at the great time. So I'm thrilled and excited. And we'll see. It's going to be fun. Oh, yeah.
Hi, George. Linda Armstrong, Amsterdam News. I'm over here.
Hi.
No, this way. Hi. Congratulations on your lifetime achievement.
Thank you.
You're somebody, your plays are always so powerful, and they're always so deep. You show such incredible sides of humanity. And you also have such an energy that is just unbridled.
Everything else, one scene at a time. And then you go into a room and you work with a group of wonderful people, and then Tony comes with new writing, and it's going, I'm in the middle of something extraordinary, but I'm not being paid to be overwhelmed, I'm paid to do the job, so you get back to work. It's about the work. And you grow, and you become whoever or whatever you're going to become by investing as fully and as purely and as passionately in the work.
Question if I can.
Hi, Mr. Wolf. Joel Crump with Broadway Time. You know, how do you approach selecting and interpreting the stories that you choose to direct? And what do you believe is the most important element in bringing the theatrical production to life?
What's the most important element? Well, I think you just, I call it my not knowing period. Anytime I get involved with a project, I give myself permission to not know. Because it's one of the things which I say a lot, which I think is deeply true, is that in that not knowing period, that's when you discover new things. Because I firmly, deeply, profoundly believe, and there's some TikTok thing with me saying it, but it's true, that an audience can tell when they're in the presence of a truth that was discovered while all of you were working on the project. And they can tell when you're in the presence of an old truth that you learned on another project. So that not knowing period is so crucial, and making yourself vulnerable to the material. Doing all the hard work, doing the research, studying images, I've been looking at 20s, 30s, and 40s, New York, and all over the country in terms of gypsy. I don't know how it's going to manifest itself. So you do the research, and then you have to make yourself as vulnerable as you're called upon the cast to do. And that's the journey.
Hi, Salisha Thomas with bwaySHO. It is so cool to talk to you. I am so curious to know, like, you have been such an inspiration to so many. At this point in your career, is there anybody who keeps you inspired? Where do you get your inspiration to?
I mean, it's it's the process of digging in. I mean, Audra and I worked this past Thursday, and we started and we talked, and then she said something, and then I said something. I really firmly believe that if you commit full energy to a project, you get energy back. If you commit half-assedly to a project, you're going to be tired. But if you approach it with a ferocity and a heart, as if this mattered. I remember when I did The Tempest in the Park, I went, okay, I can't do this like it's, okay, now I'm going to do a classic. Once upon a time, Shakespeare had an urgency. He said, I have to write this play right now. So I have to dig inside and find that urgency inside of me, so I feel like I'm working on a new work. And so that I never let myself get, well, I would because I'm new writer, but I wouldn't let myself ever get complacent or think I know everything or think I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do, but I also want to know enough so that I can relax and not know. Okay, thank you.
Justin Peck, best choreography.
Woo!
Hi Justin, congratulations. I do think your show can mark a before and after in Broadway. Do you believe that Illinois has the potential to set a new standard and inspire more stories to be told through choreography and movement?
Oh, I hope so, yes. I mean, I think that the shows have really inspired me as a young person, where the kind of dance-driven musicals, like even having George here talking, it's like noise funk was like one of the main reasons why I do what I do. And I got to tell him that while we were waiting in line to speak, which was pretty cool. But I do feel like, yeah, more dance that can act as the backbone of musicals. And it's a rare thing. Most of the time, choreography comes into the mix, at the last moment and becomes decorative and sort of like on the exterior. And I think like starting with dance will allow for more shows like this.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth from the Broadway broadcast. When you hear an album like Illinois, what about it makes you want to make a musical like the one you choreographed?
It's a really extraordinary album. I think it's one of the great albums of the last like 20 or 30 years. And it also lends itself well to theater and storytelling, and in the scale of it, it's expansive at times and very intimate and personal at other times. Much potential in that way, and it's rare to find an album that has that. Like people are like, oh, you're gonna do another album, and I'm like, it's really hard to find that like perfect balance, and I think like Illinois Immersive has that.
Hi, Justin. I'm Zero.
Hi, congratulations.
It's so exciting that the musical was not only recognized for choreography, but was nominated for Best Musical in a way that, like, okay, right, like you said in your speech, dance as the primary method of storytelling. But I'm wondering if you would talk about how a lot of people refer to your company as dancers when they are also actors. So I just wanted you to comment on that.
I love that question. I never call my cast dancers in the process because I think there's so much more than that. They're actors, they're storytellers, they're speaking a language that happens to be dance, and that's always how we've thought about this show, that this is a piece of theater, that it's a musical. It does bend some of the conventions of what a musical is, but at the end of the day, that is the intention behind it, and I think like that's so true in terms of the cast. They are storytellers, they're actors, and they just happen to be speaking the language of dance. And that was a precedent that I wanted to set in the process as we worked on this, and it was really important to me to acknowledge the kind of work that they're doing here, because it's sort of extraordinary. I mean, the performance that Ricky Ubeda gives in the show is like in my opinion, I might be biased, I am biased, but one of the great performances on Broadway this season. So, thanks.
Hi, Shoshana with bwaySHO. Congratulations. I wanna jump off of that because with having Ariana DeBose hosting this, someone who started as a dancer of Broadway and now has expanded so much, people like Gabby Diaz and Ricky Ubeda and Ben Cook are really becoming the forefront of this musical and are setting this new standard of who a lead can be and that they're celebrated for dance. And how has that been working with all of them?
It's been a really beautiful process working with them and realizing their potential as well. And many of them I actually got to know, similar to Ariana, through making the West Side Story film with Steven Spielberg. And I think part of my inspiration for this show, or at least my confidence in being able to do it, was in seeing those people you just named act on camera. And this musical has some qualities almost as if you're watching a silent film. And so we actually do harness this kind of hybrid of like film acting and stage acting to tell this story. And I could only do that because I was able to witness people like Gabby and Ben and Ricky act on camera and think like, you know, there's somewhere we can go with this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jason Kint, Tony Honor for Excellence in Theater.
Hi, Playbill. First off, congratulations. What was the moment that made you fall in love with theater?
Oh gosh, probably Les Mis in high school. First thing I saw at the drama club. I think that's when the theater bug bit.
Hi, Lindsay Stone from the Mezzanine Broadway podcast. I'm curious, what does winning this award tonight mean to you?
So I'm the medical director of the Freeman Health Center for the Performing Arts, and we help people in the theater. So I think this is giving us recognition so that more people know about us, so that more people use us, so that we can just help more people.
So I think there's gonna be a break soon because
Hi, Jason. Congratulations. I'm curious if you can tell us what's different about treating this community from your other medical experiences and the needs that you've had to provide for that are unique.
CJ Phillip, Excellence in Theater Education.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Who is an inspiring teacher for you?
So I have had an interesting life. My mom has been a mentor. She also was a part of the Montgomery bus boycotts. My mom actually swept the floor around Dr. King's feet while they were planning the bus boycotts in Montgomery. She was a community activist. She fought for voter rights. She has her own YouTube channel, ABN. And she's just kind of a rock star to me. And so she's definitely been a mentor. She's a writer and a poet. But I also was very fortunate, just really believed in by my parents that I would be on Broadway someday. And so I'm from upstate New York, and I came to New York to pursue Broadway. And I worked on Broadway for 15 years. And so Susan Stroman was a mentor when I did my first Broadway show, Bake the Musical. Jack O'Brien, I told him today, it was so funny because I had him in my speech, and then I had to cut it because they wanted to be 90 seconds. And so I saw him in the green room. I was like, I'm telling you my speech right now, Jack. And so I said, Jack, when you did your closing notes at the end of Hairspray every day, it felt like a beautiful benediction. Like it was just so, we would all go and look up the words that you used. It was just inspiring. And so some of those very people, Marion Caffey, Mercedes Ellington, were my mentors and teachers while I was here in New York. And now I get to pass that on to the young people that I work with in Baltimore. Yeah.
Hi there, Joel Crump from Broadway Time. First off, congratulations. What is one piece of advice that you give to all your students striving for a career in the theater?
I would say understand how theater is made from all different kinds of aspects. It was so eye-opening for me when I did Street Corner Symphony on Broadway, and I was the second assistant stage manager. Now, I didn't know stage management from much. I had been a production assistant at best. But when I saw the ins and outs of how all the people working behind the scenes were putting things together, all of a sudden it opened up my eyes to career opportunities that I didn't know existed. And so we have a program in Baltimore with Dance and Be More programs, 3rd through 6th graders who are learning lighting and stage management and how to collaborate and communicate and understand that you don't have to be Rihanna, you don't have to be Beyonce, but you can be in show business and have an incredible life and not be in a cubicle and be a collaborator and contributor to the arts. All right, thank you all.
Jane Cox, lighting design for a play.
Nice. Woo!
Am I supposed to say something? Okay. Thank you. Very hypothetical.
Hi, Jane.
Hi.
The way that you paint with light and appropriate is really quite beautiful. How did you go about creating those plots and those different directionalities of light?
You know, it's very hard to get light into that space, into that set. So a lot of the light comes through the windows and the doors and all kinds of apertures into the space. Beautiful set by Dutz. That's it, I think. No. One more?
Hi, my name is Jocelyn with Lyrical Color, and I was wondering how you achieved those final moments of the show. That is such like an incredible moment, and I'd love to hear what went into that moment.
Yeah, that's how we started thinking about the show with Lila and Brandon, was how we're gonna do the end, how we're gonna make the set fall apart, how we're gonna make the time of day pass over days and minutes and years over the end of the show. So meticulously and over an extended period of time with really a lot of amazing people. Thank you.
Brian Rummery, sound design of a play.
I'm choosing this mic.
Hi, this is Sarah in the middle. And I'm also a sound designer, so I'm very excited to be asking you some questions today. With your process for Stereophonic, like, how did you approach such a complicated play? This play incorporates basically a real life studio on stage, having a silent room, having the console, vintage console, real console. How did you handle sort of all of the different flow, signal flow in and out, and just how did you begin your approach for such a complicated design?
Well, it started, which sounds simple, but it's not, but I just wanted to put mics where people were, so there'd be more of like proximity. In fact, you know, someone walking by the mic, they're on the mic, they're yelling. And then also a sound which sounds weird, I like to try to make it sound how it looks. And you know, it's like a band playing together in the studio, and so that was the first thing. And then everything for signal flow, like you talking about that, we used something that's never been used before actually on Broadway through Universal Audio, and we used all of the vintage plugins that would have been in the studios and ran it through all of those plugins. So it's really complicated getting from the microphone to the console to the device to the console out to the audience, and that took a long time to figure out that balance as well. But it was definitely wild to come up with, and definitely not easy as well.
Hi Ryan, congratulations.
I hear it, well I don't hear it, well I hear it, you know, and you just go on and on and on and on. So that was cool, where the console falls apart, not falls apart, but the channel breaks, like all these things, like I've never had a dialogue with a playwright before to talk about these things. And David listened, and we like worked on these things together. So it's wildly gratifying to make it to this point and to have my hands in so many crazy things. So yeah, thanks.
Hi, over here. One of my favorite characters is Rupert. I wanted to ask you if your work was as difficult and chaotic as he's in the show, and how did you mark the differences between the studio and the recording time?
What was the last thing? How do you mark the difference between the studio and the...
How did you mark the differences between the sound when they are recording and when they are in front?
Oh, so basically, to answer that one first, a lot of the times, you know, like when you come into the studio, like the microphones are up, but they're not like dialed in. So like some of the beginning things when they come in there, you know, it was important for me to hear the room and what the room sounded like. And then, you know, you go to bright slow and you hear like the piano, you hear some reverb, but Drive is like the first time when that song kicks in, which is like, you know, maybe 45 minutes into the play. It's like the full visceral quality of the system kicks in at that point. And then your other question was relating to Grover, right? Yeah. It's interesting. I really relate to that character because like you're really trying to like run so many different things, and you're trying to like control, and you know, you're a therapist and you're not a therapist, and you're trying to get something done, you're an engineer, you're an artist, you're a producer, and he just wore so many hats during that. And that is like how David Ashby wrote that was like, is a very, very true character. I mean, it really is. I mean, some of these moments and these scenes in the play, how stuff happens in the studio, that was very, very true.
Congratulations. It's one thing to create sound in this play, you know, the role that's, it's like almost like another character.
Yeah.
And then, maybe this is too dorky a question, but like to create sound, how an album would sound in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about that, like how you approach?
Well, I just listen to, I mean, I really, on everything I do, I really try to become a chameleon. I really try to like learn it and like become it. And so, you know, like I listened to a ton of like Fleetwood Mac albums, and I mean, because I've also, since I was a kid, like loved Fleetwood Mac. And you know, the thing that's like quintessential are those dry drums, no reverb, like nothing, and it's a thing that a lot of times in theater, you know, we don't do. We're putting reverb onto things, and it's, I mean, there's towels from my house that are on the heads of those drums, so they have that like muffled quality. But I really, and like the bass on some of those records, I just feel like it's just like biting into, this is gross, but biting into like a tomato, and it just kind of like goes everywhere. I know, it's so weird and gross. But it's like, it's a visceral experience. And so like, I wanted the audience to be, because really, like, to be honest, when you're hearing drums and bass come off of a 24-track tape machine, there's nothing like it. We're so used to our phones and our AirPods and everything else, but like, you really feel the music, and that was one of the most important things to me. I mean, bass is very important to me. But listening to those records, and I had like a whole array of CDs and things on my table, we're going through them, we're listening to them through the system, we're trying to make our system sound like the records, you know, I mean, it was definitely a long road of research, but also fun music as well. I'm totally like blanking, but 10cc, some of those early Tom Petty records for just like how the drums and how like the acoustic guitars and like the guitars sounded, you know, went through those, you know, Everyone Don't Throw Up, but Steely Dan, you know, some of those records is well too, just to like, you know, catch like that vibe, because right now, a lot of the time, everyone's not sitting down in the studio together. You know, records are done in chunks now. To get that quality, like everyone was together and making it, and you, the audience, is just hanging out and absorbing it.
Should I keep this Woo! I was kind of thinking of doing this for like an hour, which I have. But are you guys enjoying this? We could keep going. I don't mind. I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm enjoying it. All right. Let me know. See you at the show.
Hi, Cody. It's Michael here. Congratulations. Unfortunately, your speech was cut off following an excited expletive. Would you like to finish your
I'm not 100% sure where I was when I got cut off. So, yeah, part of my speech, and I realized I was crying, and all my friends and people I love and trust were staring at me, and I couldn't believe it was happening. And I totally forgot I was on an award show, and I was just talking. But no, I'm really grateful to be standing here receiving this. There was such a hard work on this show to make it happen. We did something special that I don't think you see going to every Broadway show, and I'm just really excited that I'm here for this. So, thank you.
Hi, I'm Sarah with the Broadway Podcast Network, and I'm also a sound designer, so very excited to be talking to you. Congratulations. Can you talk a little bit about some of the challenges with having microphones on stage where people are fighting and also where there's rain?
The biggest challenge would be the rain. The fighting, we got around pretty quickly. Early on in the process, I was talking to this special effects designer, and I said, all right, we're going to rain on stage. How much rain is it? And he said to me, well, take a shower for like 3 minutes, and that's the amount of rain. So I got every single style of microphone I possibly could, and I did different treatments, different tries. And I would take a shower, and I have this little like mic comparator, so I would take a shower for 3 minutes, take off the timer, and then I would see not just if the mic was working, but how quickly we could clear the mic to make it so that it was working again. Wow. I did this a lot. My fiance was a little confused why she would go into the bathroom and there'd be like a tech setup in the bathroom. But no, we spent a lot of time trying to do research to figure that out, and that was the hardest part of the show. Was the rain, because literally if you watch the Rumble, they're laying on their back, looking up at a rain curtain. So there's no way to not get the water in. So between my amazing team backstage, Josamala and Heather Augustine, they were able to figure out ways to treat the mic to get the rain to come off. But then also we've taught the actors, and the actors have a lot to do. It's all about the flick. And if you see at the end of the Rumble, as they're going back up stage for the next scene, they're flicking their mics to clear the liquid out. So that luckily 90% of the time we're clear when it gets to the next section. But yeah, it was a lot.
What kind of lobs are there?
Those are DK 6061s. We tried mini ones that I'm not going to mention, but the 6061 had the best get rid of water fastest.
Hi there, congratulations, Ruthie from Broadway News. I'm also curious how you created the sound of like an explosion, kind of like what happens, the ringing in your ears. How you were able to do that in a way that not only created the effect, but did it so that the audience wasn't having their own moment of feeling like they were in an explosion, but communicating that so clearly as a sound you recognize as that.
Yeah, again, I had a lot of help, as always. Taylor Bentz was one of our sound effects specialists that helped kind of create some of this content. But we used something that has actually not been used on Broadway before. So one other time, which is my other show here, I love. This is called Elisa. It's immersive. It's acoustics. It's an immersive sound system. So instead of sound just being in front of you, like most shows, sound is actually happening all around you at all times. So no matter what seat you're in, that sound is not coming from in front of you or just that annoying speaker there, the annoying speaker behind you, which you hear at some shows. We're able to control the whole room and get you encompassed, so it's not super loud, but you feel it everywhere. You think it's a lot. And, and after the whole show, we use this technology because when we first started looking at the show, we're like, who's the target audience, or who's a lot of the audience, and it's kids wearing AirPods. And if you put AirPods in, you have that immersive sound. So we really push that. So, the cast for the most part stays in front of you at all times, but the band and the sound effects are kind of all encompassing you at all different times. At certain moments in the show, the cast will encompass you a little bit to get you to feel like you're part of it, and then it'll step back into a normal proscenium show. So the technology that we use just really made it easy to make that happen.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Stand by. Do you want to talk to the people? Go, Jackie. I don't know.
Are you going to grab another?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna grab some water. Chill out. Hang out. I'm gonna keep it rolling though. Yeah, because it's like alive, so it's better to be continuous. So feel free to come back in like 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna go chat with some people. Bye.
Jackie sneaking in over here. We're about to get our first performance from a Best Musical nominee tonight, and it looks like we're getting Hell's Kitchen up first. So, if you're tuned in, enjoy this performance. This is the point where it actually worked out. We get to enjoy it. So we have our little TVs over on each side and can hear it in our little monitors. I'm guessing Shoshana
Hi everyone, I'm taking a break. Take a break and get some water.
I did take the camera for a
Did
second.
you? Oh my god, Jackie. Who is watching this and the broadcast live?
I heard we're about to get Jay-Z in this performance.
Oh, I was gonna go take a photo, but let me listen in, shall I? My friend Charlie brought me to see Hell's Kitchen the other day. It was very good. I definitely want to see it again. Donna Vivino sounded just like Show Bean. It was actually wild. I was so impressed. I mean, she's a great performer. And I sobbed during this number.
Yes, here we go, Show.
Oh! On CBS, right? CBS?
And Paramount Plus.
And Paramount Plus. You can watch the Tonys live right now. I can't show it to you because that's live television, but I can talk about and see reactions. So if you have Broadway questions, come on, show. Do you know I used to work for CBS? Wild. Do you want to do a check-in on Theo? How's it going? But also like in like a non-stressful way, right? Just like checking. Oh, man. It's okay. I really want Kara Young to win. I've been following her for her last 3 shows. Amazing. I love her. Thank you. I deserve a Tony for Best Former CBS Worker. I've worked for CBS and NBC. Fun fact for your day.
Yep. Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys is performing.
Oh my God, there's more. Sorry.
Carry on!
I was attempting to edit and I'm not great at it. Theo says, I'm passable.
No, they are very good. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry at this performance.
That jacket. That's not one of her costumes. God, it's wild how much she looks like her.
I will answer after this
Look
one.
at Kenny Leon.
Oh, wait, can you film me for a second? Now you're in New York. Hey! Bye! New York, New York, New York. In the air for the big city. One world can compare. Everybody's in the air, everybody's in the air. Come on, come on. Woo! I'm probably gonna ask her a question. Nakia! Woo! Wow. Yay!
Hi, Nikia, right here.
Hey, how you doing?
Good to see you.
You too.
You know, you're inspiring so many women in ways, you know, being the first person to earn a Tony Award for wig design.
Yeah.
And what does it mean to know that you're inspiring so many people around the country?
Oh my God, like, I don't know, again, like I was just doing it for my friends, like, and I also didn't think that much of myself. I started thinking, oh, I don't have a cosmetology license. Oh, I'm not a real hairstylist. And then I started realizing that it was more than that. It was ministry, and that Black women really wanted to feel seen. Hi, Mom. And you know, just to hear of like young girls saying, oh my God, I heard so much about you. I look up to you, or you mean a lot to me. I think this is beyond my wildest dreams, truly, in terms of what my life has become. And I'm grateful to God and like the Black women of the theater community for it. Yes. Thank you guys.
Hello, congratulations, Kia! I'm Salisha. First question, do you ever run out of ideas for hairstyles?
OMG. Yes. Well, it's interesting because I do. It's always like, it's tricky because again, let's say for Jaja's, right? It was like, okay, all of these women have to come in with a hairstyle. That could be a million different hairstyles. So then we have to start with, okay, well, what's the socioeconomic background of each woman, right? Because they could come in with twists, curls, locks. It could be a myriad of things, right? So then I'm looking at the play, and then I'm looking at what the playwright says, and also looking at what the costume designer says, and then we're going from there. And that's really what helped me with Jaja's. But also, like, sometimes I start with the thing, and then I'll look at the actor, and I'll look at it, I'm like, that's not the thing, or it's almost, and we're gonna add this, or we're gonna add that. So, like, sometimes my creativity comes, like, as tech rehearsal goes on, or as we're in previews, and then I'm refining it. Yes.
Hi, Playboy here. What are some of the moments in your career that you look back on as true turning points in your artistry?
Ooh, well, you know, I've spoken a little bit about it lately. There was a show I did last year that was really, it felt traumatic for me. Like, I felt like, you know, there were people working under me, and even in management that weren't supporting me. I was the one Black woman, I was the one Black designer on the show. It really felt like there were microaggressions. There were people thinking, who are you? You have how many Broadway musicals have you designed? You don't belong here. And I tell you, like, I would walk into that space. It was a beautiful theater too. I would walk into that beautiful theater every day feeling like I was at war, or praying to God, saying, okay, God, today is going to be different. How do I show up different? And then it felt like it would be war again. Someone would undermine me in some kind of way. And we know as women, you know what that is as well. And I felt like they almost knocked me all the way down. And then there was a turning point where I said no more. I went to the producer and said, either this person goes or I go. It was like, I don't need this. Like, you know, you may need this for your life, but I have a real life and like real feelings, and I don't need Broadway to define me. Like, you know, my life defines me. I'm here because I have a purpose here. And finally, when I did that and made that change, when I stood up for myself and wasn't afraid anymore, all of a sudden there was a standing and a knowing. So if anybody comes to me and says, oh, you've only been on Broadway for this many years, I will say yes, and I'm great, yes, and, you know, and I don't know that I had that before. You know, I think I would maybe hear the voices of, you don't know enough, you haven't been here long enough, and I actually have. Like, I've been behind the scenes helping Black women for a really long time, so I understand it. So I think, like, they thought that they were gonna break me, but they really built a diamond.
Linda Armstrong, Anthony News.
How you doing?
Good. So now you have it in your hands. And you did it with a show that had an entire creative group of Black women.
Yeah.
Giving you that empowerment, giving you that encouragement and that support. And you're also creating these hairstyles that are of our people.
Yeah.
What was the empowerment in all of those things coming together in this one production?
Oh my gosh. You know, for Jocelyn to say, again, you haven't done X
say that, to say, hey, no, but we see you. We're not looking for the person that has the name to come and, be the designer on this show. But like, it really was, Black women supporting each other and us listening to each other. I would say that, I was excited when I got the job, and then when I had to do the job, I was afraid, because, there was magic that was happening, and I did not know how the magic was gonna happen. I had an idea, so it was a lot of trial and error figuring out how we were gonna make those micro braids appear, how we were gonna go from one wig to another right on stage. And I said to Jocelyn early on, I was like, Black people are gonna love this, and I don't care if anybody else does. Black women are gonna appreciate this, and I don't care if anybody else does. And we were in tech and previews, and all of a sudden she was like, do you hear the response? And I was like, yeah, but I can't even pay attention right now because I'm still working. But now to see the universality of people respecting the work and seeing the value of our hair, especially when I have so many friends who have cried to me about being in shows where their hair hasn't been taken care of, or where they would see another actor of another race be taken care of, while someone said that they were being a diva or they were being a problem because they wanted their hair taken care of. Like, it means so much to me, and I feel like it feels like it's about more than me. So yeah.
You mentioned earlier, straight ahead, third row. You mentioned earlier dealing with microaggression.
Yes.
What advice would you give to others who are dealing with it? You handled it in such a great way.
Thank you. I would say don't become distracted. I would say it's only a distraction. Because I think, there are people who will, the space becomes set up to make you believe you're not enough because people are actually intimidated by you. So they'll make you believe that everything that you're doing is crap, or you don't know enough, or you don't have enough. And I'm like, no, it's a distraction. Keep doing your work. Try to figure out how to get your cup filled outside so you're not depleted when you come inside and leave. Like, be surrounded by a community and a tribe that will fill you so that when you get into these spaces where, and this could be for anybody, where people, try to undermine you, that you still have something to lean on and something to go to, but do not be distracted by the lie. Yeah.
Hey, Shoshana with bwaySHO. Hey. Congratulations. To go off of what you were saying with the previous project that didn't make you feel confident, and now you have a Tony in your hand and you get to be that confident person for the next generation. And I have seen firsthand how you being in the room have made other people feel more comfortable and confident.
Thank you.
What has that meant for you, knowing that you are really influencing this next generation of artists?
It's crazy. I feel like, there are people that you look up to, like, oh, you're doing it. Like, I admire you. And for somebody to say it to me, it's like, what? Thank you, God. Like, you use me. You use Daniel in the Bible. So it really feels surreal. But I also now feel like, oh, I have a responsibility. And I'm like, okay, so what does this moment mean now? Like, what do I have to do? Like, what is the mission? Like, how do I make sure I continue to lead somebody better than I found them? And I think that's the biggest thing that I really want to do with my life.
Thanks.
Thank you.
What I understand, you're the first person, right, who's ever gotten a Tony, right? For a single show.
Yeah.
Can you talk about, I wonder if people really understand the artistry of what you do and why it should be its own category along with, makeup.
Yeah. No, that's a great question. Like, I don't think people understand all that goes into wig design. First of all, we're building we understand a little more about costume design. You have to build the underlying foundation. You have to take measurements. And wig designers have to do the same thing. You first have to create a mold of the head. Then you're laying a lace foundation. Then there is intricate sewing and detail. And then we're adding hairs one by one. But not to mention that, we have to source the hair. Like, okay, do we use European hair? Do we use Asian hair? Like, where are we going to get this designing the hair. Like it's such an intricate process. But not to mention what hair does for us. Because I know, again, I think I mentioned this last week, but you wake up with a bad hair day and you feel like I don't want to go outside, but you wake up and your hair looks cute and it does something to your self-esteem. But also not to mention like how many actors have alopecia, right? And how many actors actually have traction alopecia because they are putting on and taking off wigs every day. People don't think about that in terms of like quick changes and the pins that are going in and out of the head. So like there is also, I find myself being a wig designer, but also a caretaker, a therapist, also like, a dermatologist, asking me, what do I do to care for my hair? So like there are so many things that wig designers do that are for the outer appearance, but also for the heart and the spirit that I think people need to pay more attention to.
Whatever's the best one. Can you post on Instagram and be like, join our live on bwaySHO YouTube?
Hi, Nikki. I am hearing what you were saying about the importance of what your role is in all of this. When you personally took care of me in my life.
Yes.
Who was that person for you? Whether it was you growing up or college or your adult life. Who took care of you?
That's a great question. My mother, like, my mother, who's over here, she sacrificed a lot for me. And I would say my teachers, like, I didn't know that I was going to be an actor. And like I used to write poetry and there was a teacher in the 8th grade who said, go to the drama teacher. And then that teacher didn't let me quit when I sucked in the poetry contest and forgot my lines. And then, there was a director, Sarette Scott. She is so iconic, but I don't know if a lot of people would know her. But she wrote the recommendation for me to get into NYU. And then from there, that's why I learned and met so many people and merged into the hair and wig world. So I think there were a series of angels to guide me when I had no idea where I was being guided to. And like, I'm just grateful to God because I didn't know this is where I would end up. And I'm like, okay, God, show me where I'm gonna go next. So yeah, thank you for that question. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Woo!
Change it if you want.
No, I like this. But say something like join on bwaySHO. Can you go on my YouTube and link it? Sure plays a mean pinball. Come on, Bobby. So much equipment. That was a really good choice.
It's the only.
Here. see me.
Oh my god, I know, it's so good.
Sure plays me, baby. Okay, I'm gonna.
They are. They fear us because we do have the power to change the world forever. Yes, ma'am. Hi. Thank you.
You, of course, have been on Broadway before.
Yes.
Is there a role you would absolutely love to play in the future?
You know, I always say, I mean, it's very difficult when you have a role like Lola. That was literally, you know, one of the greatest artistic moments of my life, right? It's perfection. It was perfection. I'm not sure. You know, I don't know where you go from there, but I'm open to whatever the universe has for me. I'm present, I'm here, we're working on some stuff. I don't know what it is yet, I can't talk about nothing yet, but let's just tee that up in this room, honey.
Hi, my name is Cassia Krogan, Carnegie Mellon University.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thinking back to when you were a student at CMU, what advice do you want to give to current theater students?
What advice would I give to current theater students? I'm trying to find the words. The power is within you, right? The educators are there to guide. The adults are there to guide. And sometimes the adults are wrong. You know, when I was there, I learned so much. And I loved the education that I got there. While I was there, it was very difficult. It was the 80s. Homophobia was rampant. You know, very often our training programs don't know how to identify a first of something and then train that. It's nobody's fault. You know, as we grow and as we evolve and as we learn how to do better, we do better. And I am proud to say that it's better. It's better everywhere. You know, I started something. There was nobody that looked like me. You know, I'm a black church sissy who wanted to be in the theater. And look at me now.
Woo! Congratulations, Ruby from Broadway Years. One quick question and then a long question. First, what was the song you were singing when you began your speech singing?
I don't feel no way tired, you heathen. No, it's an old black church song.
In the church.
Yes, it's an old black church song. So all the black people in the room will know it. All the church people in the room will know it. It's deep, deep, deep church. It's you know, a song from the civil rights movement beforehand, you know, before that even. I'm not sure how far back it goes, but it's from that.
And then it's so apropos that you
started.
Carrie Young!
It's so apropos that you started your speech singing because I know that some of your activism came with what is now known as Broadway Inspirational Voices.
Yes.
Can you talk about starting that choir that has now become what it is?
A Tony Award-winning choir?
Yes, and a Grammy Award-winning choir. But to the institution, and even before Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS was a conglomerate, just those days of the early activism on Broadway.
Yeah, well, what a lot of people don't know is that the choir started at Carnegie Mellon. Michael McElroy, one of my best friends, was a year ahead of me. You know, people came from the church. And the connection to that is what inspires and cultivates our art. There weren't a whole lot of people who understood how, as teachers, who understood how to relate to us in that way. So Michael started the choir at Carnegie Mellon. This was the 80s, 1987, 88, 89. He left in 90. When we got to New York, I left in 91. When we got to New York, it was the middle of the AIDS crisis, and one day he said, I feel like we need to do the choir here, you know, and that's where it started. It was the brainchild of Michael McElroy, and what's so beautiful about it is that it's still around. It's an institution, it's about 30 plus years old now, and it's bigger than us. It's bigger than the founding members. You know, there's a new artistic director, and it just keeps going and going, and it keeps inspiring and inspiring, and I'm very, very proud to have been a part of the original.
Hi, Billy. Congratulations. Your speech was incredible.
Thank you.
Were you getting nervous? You know the show must go on with it not coming up in the teleprompter.
It's all right. I'm a theater person. I know how to work that. And thank God it was on the pre, you know, so we had some time.
And you didn't have your phone either, but you were, right?
Yes, I was fine. Yes, baby. Who else?
Oh,
one more?
Right over here, I'm sorry. Who? Right here. Hi, I'm
Yes.
from with Broadway Time. You saying I don't feel no ways tired, which is a song that I've heard in church before. Tell me, how do you overcome moments where it seemed like there was no hope and you were tired?
Well, I'm tired right now. You know, I would say that I get my tenacity and my resilience from my mother. She was born disabled, medical malpractice, and we watched her body betray her for 79 years, slowly and steadily and tragically. And there wasn't a moment where she didn't show up for her life. There wasn't a moment where she didn't look at the world and say, thank you, God, for breath, for life, and the breath that I have. She showed up and showed up for her life every single day. The moment that we took her 8 years ago, we brought her, my sister and I, is my sister over there? Come here, baby. You need to know my sister too. Yeah, because she's the reason why I can stand up sometimes too. You need to support her. You know, we brought Mom to the Actors Fund Nursing Home 8 years ago. And the fight that we had with the nursing home was that they weren't getting her out of bed early enough in the morning. You know, she said, my body has betrayed me, but my mind is fine. She's my hero. She's our hero. She's one of the greatest women, if not the greatest woman, as far as I'm concerned, that walked the face of this earth. And the reason why we're both standing here is because of her. So, the one last thing I want to say too, and this may seem a little weird, but I have to speak to the narrative a little bit. Yes, the AIDS crisis. Yes, the LGBTQ plus community. Yes, yes, forever and always. I'm a black man first. I'm a black man in America first. And everybody needs to be reminded of that, right? It's an intersection. It's an intersection that I stand in. It's not just about LGBTQ. It's about being black as well. Thank you very much. Woo!
looks great.
I think it looks great.
No, I don't. Ben,
Set the HD.
is Ben are Ben Platt and Noah in it?
I don't think so.
Okay, so just is Audra?
Yes. For like a quick sec.
Lindsay and
Lindsay and
all three of them? Make sure Dan Radcliffe, please.
I think he is. I know. There's Lindsay. There's Dan. And there's John. Yes. Can I just say yes?
Who's like us?
Oh, wait. That's in the show, but...
Yeah. Maybe they get a singular ship.
I mean,
I did meet him very quickly.
some channels do let you say it now. I don't know if CBS is one of them.
Damn few. And while I post this video, we got a reaction of Kara winning, so it was awesome. But in the meantime, it's buffering. Yes, that'll happen anytime I log out of, or not log out, but like swing out of YouTube. And we are airdropping a video. Wow. So if you have any questions, now's a good time. Are you waiting for a... Huh?
It says waiting.
I don't have it. Do you want to... Oh, here. Do I like Linkin Park? I sure do. Do you have a favorite Linkin Park song? They're pretty cool. Yeah. I met Daniel at Stage Door years ago at I was gonna say how to dance in Ohio. How to succeed. How to succeed in business without really trying. And then with Jackie, right? You were outside Stage Door. Did you have to go? No, you were there. So we met Daniel quickly then, and then at Merrily opening night.
I told him I did my pieces on Merrily, and he said, "Oh wow."
Oh wow.
And I have it captured because it was a live photo.
Yes. I remember I was like a youth when I saw a youth, but I remember being like, "You were brilliant," and he was like, "Cheers." I just like remember that moment. It was really great. Am I from California? I wish. I always felt like California. I really did. Did you like my Cali girl voice? My little head nod? I dream of living in California. I love covering Broadway in New York, but California feels more right because I like the sun.
Whoa!
Outsider.
Wow! The collective gas.
That was an awesome moment.
That's what I'm here for, though.
Guys, Danya Tamor just won for Best Direction of a Musical for The Outsiders over Mary. Well, because everyone thought it was going to be Mary, right?
Yeah.
That's wow. The whole room gasped.
Oh, that's awesome. Iconic.
She's so iconic. I can't believe this.
I love that she's holding her heel.
Okay, so she has a speech, so it's not that shocking.
No, but I think most people
You put the speech just in case, like,
Just in case, right?
because if you don't write one, you will win it.
Right. Like going out without an umbrella in the rain. Wow.
I always felt how out of breath did it.
Wow. I wonder who's going to win Best Musical.
That just changed my odds. Because
Who's going to win Best Musical? Yeah.
And I changed my prediction this morning to Hell's Kitchen because of all of the stuff. But maybe that's also going to be wrong.
Washington State, so beautiful. That's where Slimbo, my dog's from.
Yes.
That's wild.
And they haven't performed yet, so that's really going to make their performance exciting.
Wow. I'm glad Marilee did perform. How you doing?
Okay, she's there. She's there.
Can you film me for a second? Sorry.
Do you want this?
The dog won't make it.
You want this one? Oh my gosh, yes. You are asking a mother.
Wow. Wow.
That was a pullout.
The pullout at the end was like, zoop. I know.
I wonder.
Yeah, we got a little bit. I did go back out to be like, oh, I'll take another sandwich. And then I was like, just kidding. There's nothing.
Maybe I'm remembering wrong. I remember them like restocking.
Oh, maybe they did. Oh, I still want to figure out what this is. And it's what am I making? Is this a cookie? Are they candy? Are they good caramel? That's cool. Getting a little unboxing video too. Thanks to everyone who's watching the video, who's been a part of it for some of it. I wonder, do we think they're both the same thing? Let's. Ooh, no. Is this a charger? We love a portable charger. Isn't it cool? I know, I decided to do an unboxing. I've been live, yeah.
Oh, hi guys.
Carly says hi. Can y'all even?
What?
Can you even? Danya.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Here, wait, we should get a photo. Do you mind taking a photo for us, Jackie? That's so awkward. Carly, do you want to be in a theater?
Sure.
Carly.
You don't need to.
Carly, Dan and Josh.
It's just the ability to get it out. Oh, your friend's cool. What were you saying?
I was smart.
Dan and Josh are getting it. Lindsay, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It could be Keisha. That would be nice.
Because Keisha's won everything this year. Like,
Oh my god, it's gonna be Keisha.
It's gonna be Keisha.
Keisha's won everything this year.
It'll be on the end, yeah.
Wait.
Oh my god.
If it's not lighting.
It's giving on Broadway every week. And disrespect. No, sorry.
Wow. Kobe's a little bit in the light.
The what?
It's like that. It's just the lighting I don't love because of the back.
Kobe, do you want to see it?
Because like the lighting behind you makes it hard.
It's fine.
I tried.
You're like, I don't care what I look like. Wait, why do you have two? Oh, because you were on the carpet. How was it?
A shit show. An utter shit show. But, fine.
We, okay, so I'm gonna let you know that we're on YouTube Live right now. That's good. Kobe says hi. You wanna say hi? Kobe from Theaterly.
Hi.
Theater. Do you know when this is a fun fact for you and for my folks watching at home, but whenever I'm like typing things, I'm like theater, but like because you do RE, sometimes in my head you're like Theaterly. I just thought you should know that, like.
Well, to be fair, I wanted to be ERLY, but the domain wasn't available.
So wait, that's why I'm bwaySHO and not BroadwaySHO. because on Twitter back in 2019, I was like, what can my handle be that combines show with like something? Broadway show is taken, and so I was bwaySHO.
Well, I like you. It's easy.
I know now it's, but do you know how many people we're on a mission to so many people say Broadway show?
Yeah. When I searched up,
Ain't it
I was
so?
very lucky that Broadway Dork Designs was available.
Oh, yeah.
But like my whole Etsy shop, I was like, let me just
Ain't it so?
see, and it was.
So
Why has no one come?
They would be pissed at
right, I don't know.
Sorry.
We should get a photo too.
Yeah.
Come on, dress.
Me too. Say where's the like better.
Yeah.
It was stressful. Last week was stressful.
I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I say nothing. Oh, okay. I was like, what's tomorrow?
Because I grabbed a ton. And I've rehearsed some
Yours
stuff
is
back.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm letting my tab number. I've been waiting to wear these since February, so it's nice tonight.
Yes, they are. I like just the language and that kind of mother.
I'm not gonna. I would do that, but I'm not doing that tonight.
When it's all over.
Yeah, we have.
Yes, please.
Wait, go to
I'm gonna go to the bathroom first.
Okay.
Wait, let me sneak behind you before you do that.
Ain't it so? Are you watching the Tonys? I am. So they have two big screens up front, and then we can hear it in our ears. So when people are doing interviews, I like put it in my ear sometimes, but then Jackie's been listening so that I could listen to the interviews live.
Because the cottage.
They did a cottage last summer.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's exciting.
We have to
Congratulations.
get lunch.
Yes.
You're in the city.
We're going to be in August, so you know.
They should have like gotten
It's go time.
something. I don't know. I guess I don't know what they would have done. But I don't know what they would have done. But I feel like there could have been some advantage of being here.
Should we want light?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Look how fun.
It's crazy. I can't believe it.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
Was it crazy?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was crazy.
But she has two accounts.
That came out really nice.
Oh, that's perfect.
Do you want to say hi to my YouTube friends? Yeah.
Hey, YouTube friends.
Yo.
Tony Awards, it's happening, you guys. The
Do you want to
biggest night of the
introduce
year.
yourself?
Ben Platt
I'm
and
Joel
Anthony
Crump.
Ramos just
I
came out.
am the host of Broadway Time, my own business. And I've been doing this for about 3 years now. And I remember 3 years ago I met Sho at Broadway Con. And she's always been an inspiration to me. So it's so cool to be here in the room with her right now. I mean that. I mean that, yeah.
I'm so proud of this one. Make sure y'all follow.
Yep, follow
Joel.
at Joel Crump Official. Oh, okay.
Amazing. Okay. Bye. I mean, I'm still staying here. Featured actor musical. Wow. This could go in so many directions. I'm so intrigued.
Well, we do have at least one tie because in that category went for nominations because there's 6 instead of 5.
Yeah. Noah. Hey, Noah.
Roger Bart.
Oh, right. Joshua Boone. Here, wait. Do you want to film again? Sorry. I'm going to have you film a bunch of these. Just because it's kind of cool with the Daniel Radcliffe. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Steven Sky, though. He could win.
Oh, so good.
Daniel Radcliffe, Tony winner! You know what's so great about that is that he's gonna be right here. We're gonna get to chat with Daniel Radcliffe. Y'all can bet your bottom dollar that I will be holding up my hand. Oh my God, what question? Okay, I'm gonna listen to him. Wow. Wow. They're so emotional.
Whose idea was that? Was it yours?
Oh, his hand shaking. Yes, stage management, shout out.
Thank you for playing something.
I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah, that's so good. That's my favorite quote of the night.
Oh. I don't see. Sorry.
No, because otherwise I would have done that earlier.
Oh.
Heavy hitters.
Sorry.
Oh my god, this is a heavy hitter.
Oh my god, this is back to back.
Oh.
Wow.
I don't think we met at any of these. This category is like...
Whoa. Wow. Good for you, girl. Wow.
If Lindsay had done so many pregnancy and the family stuff, I don't know where this would have happened.
Do whatever they think is
Hold on. This is charged though, if you want. Does it have this?
Oh, there's directions in there.
Yeah. Oh. Hi, sorry, I'll be back in a second.
What? Your nose and ear doctor?
Oh.
You need an ENT?
I do.
I go to Pages.
What?
I go to Pages.
Where?
She's the one who gave me his.
Wow.
Yes.
Y'all, this is wild. Thanks. Thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate it. Wow. What do I want to ask them? What do I want to ask them?
Scared me. Was that you? You may, when you get that picture, you may get a really terrified me in the background.
Yeah, I know. So definitely with mine, if you can film me as nice as possible and then pan over to him. I don't know if there's a way you can get it where you can see like me with him.
I can try, but it's gonna be hard with the lighting. But I'm try. The problem is if I go like closer to what I have been doing here, I get
Right,
the
yeah.
light on you and it looks better. Whereas if I do here, you get
Right,
silhouetted.
definitely. When I ask a question, it'd be best to be like as front. I just wrote down my I'm writing down my question.
Oh, they put them in the center for this. Like,
Right.
They put them all in one place. I was so far on the side when I saw it that I couldn't see one of the singers on the other side.
Oh. There's like a lull in things, which is kind of nice.
And good. I love him. I thought you did get video of Kara coming out of the car.
What?
I thought you did get video of Kara.
Yeah, I thought I did.
I didn't, but I think you did.
I'm gonna look at something.
Has it become more pertinent, more relevant, the message of the show, bringing, making people laugh with it, with everything going on in the world?
You mean Israel and Palestine? Yeah. Yeah. Look, I think I'm really excited by this award. I think it's for a show that had a lot of help from a lot of wonderful people, but I also think that it's maybe for like an idea, which is that the show is at its core about people as like a new side of the but also this show is about people who fundamentally and profoundly disagree with each other sitting in a room and trying to gain, or what it's like to try to gain an understanding of those other people and ourselves. And I think that, like, given what's going on in the world, especially what's going on in Israel and Palestine, especially with, every single day feeling like that the differences between us and those we disagree with become more and more fundamental, more and more profound, that the idea that people could sit in spaces that are extremely mixed, even diametrically opposed, and try to get an understanding, I think that is what this award is for. So yeah, I do think that it feels more pertinent, but it's also just a comedy show full of jokes. So could be over intellectualizing standpoint, but yeah.
Hey Alex, congratulations.
Thank you.
Show with bwaySHO.
Yeah.
Whenever I saw your show, I would always say that if you're Jewish, you would feel represented, and if you weren't Jewish, you would understand Jews a little bit better. And I felt like your show was just such a breath of fresh air. How does it feel knowing that you are now a Tony Award winner?
I mean, it's crazy. I'm emotional because I'm thinking of Adam Brace, who was my best friend, and my director, and he died right closer on Broadway. And so he would be. I feel like drama from Graphic Drama, like much but yeah, Adam would be blown away by this. And we met 12 years ago now, and we worked together since after his passing. So this award feels like a really nice sort of cap on a thing that we get together. I also had a lot of help from a lot of really beautiful people, so really, especially the cast members. So like, this is. So as much as I love the award, it's nice. It's a nice validation of that collaboration with my best friends.
Congrats.
Hey, please, this is the best one medal. So if you guys want to extend it by literally 2 seconds, I'll be like, yeah, this is the most visceral I've ever. I feel like I'm strapped to the outside of an airplane.
Hi Alex, I'm Lindsay Stone from the Broadway podcast.
of your greatest memories while working on this project?
I had been working, I was doing a preview of the show during the World Cup in England, and England was playing Croatia, and there were 8 people in the audience, even though they had sold 300 tickets. And at some point halfway through the show, I had never told anybody this genuinely, I was thinking about this morning, because I just forgot that. This woman raised her hand, and I said, yeah, and she went, I'm enjoying the show. And I went, do you want to take a break until the game's over? And she went, yes, please. And then the audience and I went across the street, watched the game, came back and finished the show. That was great. England lost. And so people, there was one guy in the crowd who was sobbing all the way through the show intermittently, and every time I'd be like, Mark, you good? Because by then I knew everybody's name. So there was that, and but also a million different things. Williamstown was unbelievable, and my first night on Broadway, because genuinely it was there's no one to be able to do this show. I was crumbling internally, and I came out on Broadway, and there was it came out, and there was a standing ovation, which was the least deserved standing ovation of all time. And I just oh, I'll probably be able to do this, and every night, stuff like that would happen, and genuinely, it's such a cliche, but this community of people just kept showing up for me. The Kansas City Bruce's window took me to dinner, just my first week to explain the ropes, and someone quietly pulled me aside to explain steroids and how to ask for them. They're just tell the doctor you're feeling a little bit quieter. So that's how I squirt drugs. So the whole period, everything it was sick from beginning to end. It's really cool.
Hey Alex, it's Kobe with Theatrical.
Hey Kobe.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm wondering about...
Congrats on your effective open letter writing skills.
I'm wondering about the accessibility piece that your show was filmed and is now available for folks all around the world to watch it. What does it mean to you that folks...
Amazing. And also, I wanted it filmed on Broadway. I didn't want it shot... No offense to Chicago. I didn't want it shot in Chicago in front of a comedy audience. I wanted it in its most salubrious form, especially once my collaborator passed away. And so there was literally only one person who could do that, which is Alex Timbers, and he crushed it. And it's such the fact that I'm in the middle of this, the fact that I'm getting a Tony, the fact that my special looks the way it does, the fact that it's being considered for, I don't know what I'm allowed to say in terms of for consideration, something, the fact that it's being considered for that among the comics I grew up worshiping, truly the most incredible thing. It's such a Shaya T, and I'm never happy with anything. So I'm really the fact that I'm happy with the special, the most amazing thing. Hey.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I know it's such...
Wait, what's your name?
Cheryl.
I know. Do you work for a publication?
Of course.
I know.
So I know it's such a marathon. I remember talking to you about just getting the show Broadway, off Broadway, and what that took.
Oh my God! Sorry.
Steph's just on. Score.
Oh my God! Okay, sorry. Holy mo...
Wow, Shayna!
Sorry, it's my best friend, so I'm freaking out. Oh my God! She won both? We spoke this morning, and I was it doesn't matter if you win. And now I'm going to be that was all line. The only thing important is if you... Okay, yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Yeah, so it's such a marathon. What kept you going?
That's great.
What kept you intrepid? What kept you on course? And also, can you bring me to when you learned you were not, when you got the Tony?
Oh.
What went through your mind?
I saw fully. I was at my friend Ben Pasic's house, who's by the way one of the things that kept me going. Ben Pasic from Lyle Carmel, and but Ben's just my closest pal. And when Adam passed away, Ben really stepped up. Frankly, it was. I hate this. That it's such a cliche. It was other people completely my best friend died and left this huge hole. And then everyone else sort of rushed in to fill it. And no one will ever see that except for me, but it was the amount of people that showed up and kept showing up. It was the including that one, just the craziest thing. When I got the Tony, in Ben's kitchen
Whatever.
or something.
Thank you. I appreciate
And I got a call from David Stone, maybe not us, whatever. I got a call from David Stone and Kristen Caskey, and they were like, Alex? And my first thought was like, oh no, I'm in trouble. Because Kristen was my boss of the Hudson. And I was like, oh, I spent the last night before my last show sleeping in the theater, and I was like, if I never found out, it was going to be a big thing. And so I was like, they found out that I slept the last night in the theater, they checked security camera footage. And then Kristen's like, we're going to tell you, you want to tell me? And of course, he started crying immediately. And Ben was on a phone call, and he walked in, and he just went 1 second, and he hung up the phone, took a picture of me sobbing, and then walked out. So yeah, it was like the best moment ever. All right. You know, Broadway's big on ghosts, and I'm like, I'm not from Los Angeles, I don't believe any of that shit, but like, I thought there's a chance to have like one last thing. It was really, really special and profound, and it was just like me alone in this dark theater, and you get to see what a theater is like when it's totally empty and like lifeless. It like has some charisma. All right, you guys gotta talk to Dana, right? So like, I'm sorry, thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, do I pick?
Hello.
Okay, yeah.
Hi, here. Hi, congratulations.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's been a really really emotionally charged day, and somebody sent me like a really sweet text about being a dad at like 9 a.m. this morning just after we rehearsed for the performance, and I just like text back and like, what are you doing to me? I can't cry anymore today. Like, you can't start like that. It's lovely. I honestly like haven't spent a ton of time with my son today, so I'm excited to see him tomorrow. Yeah, it's really lovely, and it is really, my dad's here, and he's in the audience, and he's my parents, and really my dad as well is a huge part of me listening to all the music I listen to. My dad will listen to T-Rex and Not Rolling and David Bowie, but also like Chicago and Cabaret and a ton of songbound shows that I grew up listening to Company and all the songbound schools because of him, really. So it's pretty cool to get this today.
Hi, Dan. Congratulations over here. Shoshana from bwaySHO. Hey. Nice to see you. So from listening to Sondheim in the car to then meeting two of your now best friends with Lindsay and Jonathan to now becoming a Tony winner, what has this Sondheim Merrily journey been like for you?
I mean, it's been a dream. I can't, especially like ending like this. I mean, I couldn't dream this or written this. I also, my singing teacher, who I mentioned last week, one of the first things he ever had me sing for him was Good Thing Going in like 17 years ago whenever I started working with him for Echoes, because I sing commercial jingles in the beginning of Echoes, so I was like, could not hit the tune at all apparently, so they were like, please learn this tune. And I started working with him then, and we just started singing together, and yeah, so like going from that, you know, singing that for the first time in his office in London to singing it on stage now, and now this, it's insane. And for a show to, I feel like actually it's the same on How to Succeed. The last musical I did with this, like, I've made some of the best friends I've ever made in my life working on Broadway, and particularly in musicals. So yeah, it's been incredible, and I will miss doing the show with them so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Christy with All the Reporter. Congratulations, you just won your first Tony.
Thank you so much.
Last year you were nominated for your first Emmy. How does it feel to find such a new success after spending so much of your childhood on one character?
I mean, it's amazing. I couldn't have, like, if you told me, when I finished Potter, I had no idea what my career was going to be. I'd already started doing some stage stuff, but I didn't know what the future held at all. So yeah, to have had the last year like playing Weird Al and also doing Merrily awesome. Like, that kind of, and I do think there was something, playing on character for a very long time builds up in you a desire to just like do as many things as you possibly can. So yeah, I'm doing that right now, which is awesome.
Hey there, hey Daniel, Andy from Broadway News. How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
Good, good. What is it that you find gratifying about performing on stage? Obviously, it requires a lot more day-to-day work than filming a film or something on television. And you devoted a lot of your career post Harry Potter to different types of Broadway shows. So what is it that you like about that?
I mean, I think I've become a better actor every time that I've done something on stage. I think I've learned from it ever since like doing Equus with Richard Griffiths and getting to watch Richard Griffiths on stage for months and months and months, like refine and never stop working on something was hugely formative. And yeah, I mean, obviously there's just like the thrill of it, like the thrill of like it could go wrong and doesn't somehow. It is so exciting to be a part of every night. And I mean, particularly on this show, like hearing the reactions of people, like obviously like getting a laugh in a room is amazing, but like hearing people emotionally affected by something is wild. I feel like I've done stuff that has done that before, but not to the level that Mary does, so it's really special. Thank you.
Hi, Hannah Vincent with the Broadway broadcast. Merrily was obviously kind of a famous flop when it was first on Broadway. What kind of decision making went into being a part of the show, and how does it feel knowing with how much success has come from this new revival?
My only experience with the show was seeing this production in 2013, so I didn't know about any of the history of it. I just saw the show and I was like, wow, it's an amazing show. It just like has always been a show that works for me because I've seen Maria's version of it every time. I also think there's like a very flattering kind of recency bias in the way that everyone talks about our production of this show, which is like, there will be other amazing productions of Merrily, and if we are a part of showing what a great show this is, then that's an incredible honor. Lucky to like meet a lot of the original cast and the original people and they come to see our version, and that's been really like, special and emotional as well. I think I'm not answering the question anymore. I'm sorry.
Right here. Hi Daniel, this is Caitlin with Broadway. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, congratulations. Your performance was incredible in Merrily. Can you talk a little bit about the process of learning Franklin Shepherd Inc.? Obviously, it's a huge moment in the show. It's a huge patter song. It's so fast-paced, and there are so many theatricalities and moments and really nuanced moments in that song. Can you talk a bit about the process of developing that?
I mean, obviously, like it starts off way before I was in rehearsal, just like listening to it, and learning it. And the minute you learn the journey with the thoughts that are going through it, that's when it starts to become less intimidating. And you start to stop seeing it as like this one unlearnable mass, and it starts to be like, okay, this is what's happening here, and then this changes, and also. Then when we got into rehearsal and started talking about it with Maria and Jonathan, and being able to like turn to Jonathan, even though he is silent for the whole song, and just like look at him, everything he does in that number, I wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff I do in that song if he wasn't sitting next to me. It's so, because it is a love song, and it's a song about somebody who really, Charlie always talks about not wanting Frank to do films, but what that actually means is like, I don't want films to take you away from me. And so he's trying to tell his friend that he loves him, but he's doing it in the worst possible way, and suddenly halfway through he like realizes how wrong it's going, and then just can't stop it. So yeah, again, I think I just went into a ramble, and I started off pretty strong.
Hi Daniel, this is Jocelyn from Nerds of Color. I've been watching your career for, well, most of your life. I was wondering which was more difficult to learn, Franklin Shepherd Inc. or Tom Lehrer's Element song?
Tom Lehrer's Element song prepared me absolutely for learning Franklin Shepherd Inc. I've always, whenever I've heard like a fast, lyrically crazy song, there's just a part of my brain that goes, you should try and learn that for some reason. And so that was the first song that happened with, and also with my mutual Tom Lehrer admirer as Edelman. We're both very passionate Tom Lehrer fans. But yeah, I like to think that really stood me in good stead for learning this. And I think the Elements is probably really great. I had a little time on set as a teenager, so I had a little time to learn all that. I had a kid now.
Daniel, hi, Matt from the stage in the UK. I just wanted you to mention Maria in your speech. What can you just say about her directing skills, and also, are you planning a musical in the West End anytime soon?
I mean, I'm not planning anything anywhere for a while. I'd love to do a musical. Obviously, absolutely, I would love to do a new musical as well one day. That would be so exciting. I cannot say enough about Maria. Maria, I don't know if I can't remember if I said this in speech, but she knows this show like the background. She knows it so well, and Maria can engender emotion in actors more than I've ever seen anyone else do. She made me cry with a note once, like in a positive way. She was just like, it's terrible. But she told me to do something in the scene, and I did it and immediately burst into tears. She has like a direct line to the heart of this material, and you know, this show is so much about friendship for her, and she just like highlights that all the time.
And then the last question. Daniel, you were so memorable in how to succeed in business with people of management, and now, of course, in Mayor Broadway. How has your time in Broadway changed you, and as an actor and as a person?
As I sort of mentioned earlier, I didn't know what exactly was going to happen after Potter finished. I wanted obviously to keep acting and keep going, but I didn't know what that would look like. And getting to work so much on Broadway has like really, I think, allowed me to like find myself as an actor. I think Broadway gave me some opportunities to take some very big swings, like doing a musical before and How to Succeed or Actors or whatever it is. You know, I just feel like this was a place that I came and like found myself a lot as an actor. And also just was, learned to love New York. Like I really think out of it when kids come to Broadway. I feel so lucky to be a part of this city.
The last question from magazine, right?
Hi, Dan. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So with the upcoming Harry Potter series, is there a book you're most excited to see be recreated and why?
I don't know. Last one. I mean, it'll be a while before they get to that, I assume. But like, that was always my favorite of the books and of the films. So hopefully, I'm excited to see that in 7 or 8 years. Thank you so much, everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What does endurance mean to you?
Endurance means listening to your own guidance within yourself and listening to the guidance of those that you know have your best interests at heart. If there's any question whether they do or not, then that's not to be paid attention to, in my opinion.
You showed Kathy from CBS.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, congratulations.
Thank you.
What does this moment mean for you? You've had such an incredible journey, and you talked about it in your speech. Can you focus a little bit more on the deeply meaningful?
This is extremely meaningful, primarily because it has literally been 40 years. Literally. I stepped into the theater at the Imperial doing Dream Girls when I was 18 years old. And I will be 59 in 2 weeks. Woo! And thank you. And I don't know what you're clapping for, but okay. But it means a lot of work, a lot of tears, a lot of wanting to give up, a lot of not sometimes sure whether I had what it took to endure and to just keep going, because I loved it. It literally was like, what else am I gonna do? So yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Hi, Keisha. Congratulations, Ruthie from Broadway News.
Oh my god, that was so weird. My live, I thought, totally disappeared. I figured it would be fun to finish out.
Yeah, we're still here. We're still rocking. We just had Keisha Lewis in the room.
And Daniel Radcliffe, who I interviewed. And hopefully Carrie Young will be soon. I need to give her all the love.
We just had Appropriate just got Best Revival of a Play. That was really exciting. So we may see a small stampede in here.
Yeah, I wonder. I feel like it's usually, oh, wait, do we have a break? I do have to use the restroom. You want to chat to everyone? Hi. I'm going to leave this over here.
Yep. We do have a couple minutes coming through. But we've had a lot of really great moments getting to see just now that Cheetah tribute was very sweet. And getting to see Ariana throw it back to why she is here. That was awesome. So, we are getting the live feed of what's going on, even though it's on commercial, so we can hear what's happening in the room, even if we can't see it. On screen, we're just getting like a countdown of how long is left in commercial. So, we still got a little under 3 minutes left. But it's exciting. We got to see Cephs take both book and score tonight, which was a surprise, a very happy surprise. This is a good night. And we're getting to see some people come in here. So here's to hoping Kara will be in here soon. And we'll get a few of the other actors in. Should be fun. Alright, I am going to, while she is on break, I'm going to leave this camera back in. But we're still here, we're still rocking. Let us know if you have questions too, because this is a pretty cool thing that we get to do this live from the press room. So let us know. Good timing. I just put it back down.
Well, they don't know when she's gonna be here, so
not everyone comes.
Really?
Yes, they don't have to.
Did you film all Solomon's interview?
Not the whole. Well, yeah, you have.
I've been filming everything.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
We need
We got the part where he's like,
congrats on your open letter.
Oh, yeah, lol. Oh my god. Also, they should be giving us all of the footage. That's what I've been asking for.
Really?
Yeah.
For which footage?
Like that.
They'll send. I don't know if it's the first.
Sure.
Last year they sent it to me.
Yeah. I've asked 3 times, so.
And what did they say?
They said, yes, there will be a camera. And I said, cool. Can I get that footage? And they said, you're confirmed. And I was like, cool.
I just need to hear Alfred saying it.
I do have that. Like, I do have that.
But last year they
My biggest
every
thing is
personable moment. Last year Victoria walked in and she was like, Joel, it's so good to see you. They said that.
That's what I'm like.
And they just had her respond because you can even hear yourself.
When I asked Jonathan off questions, somebody put it on. I'm not asking anyone else.
Well, like somebody.
But you have. I cleared my question for.
Yeah, but the thing is that like somebody walked in front as no, but like as I'm asking my question to Daniel, somebody's standing right there, and it's like that was like the thing I needed. Like,
and I'm filming on here too, but it's different.
Oh, can you send me the?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait to go. Hi. This is the ins and outs of theater journalism, which is we don't know when Carrie Young's gonna come out, and I simply will not miss this moment by going to the bathroom. And so these are the moments people don't talk about in journalism. I know that sounds so silly, but it's so true, which is like, you have to just wait for it. I am the one thing in life I can control. I am in the middle.
That's who was in the purple dress.
Yeah. I was like, yes, purple dress.
Carnegie Mellon. Is it coming through to you? There it is. Did you hit? Did you put it up or did you accept it? I think I may have swiped up.
I think I'm gonna end the live here.
Yeah.
You guys have been oh, you know what? It's 1:57. Let's do an even 2 hours.
Okay.
and then send it to me.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna, because YouTube freaks me out that if I like pause it too much, that like it would go away. And we've just been having too much fun together to not save it. I also don't even know how it'll work.
Best play is about to come out.
Best play. Okay, we're going back. But I've really enjoyed chatting with all of you tonight. Thank you for joining along. Sorry that I'm not gonna have it for the end, but do you agree? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't want to lose all of it.
And there's still a lot to go, so. You could always start a new live.
Yeah, I could always start a new live. I feel like 2 hours is like a pretty strong.
Yeah. It's been a long live.
And I can still film like my reactions to like best musical or whatever. Best play, let's go. Do we think it's gonna be, oh my god, what if it's Jaja? I'm just saying.
Jocelyn has been incredible this season. She's been a real one on our carpet.
Yo, me and Jocelyn Bio. Oh my god, if she won, I would go fucking crazy.
Because weirdly, while a
Hey, wait, can you
yes.
exit out of this so that just in case, and then can you film this reaction, because I'm very intrigued to see who's gonna win and I'm just saying, everyone thinks it's gonna be stereophonic. I also think it's gonna be stereophonic, but could you imagine if Jaja wins? Oh, I would love that. Like, I love me some stereophonic, but like y'all don't understand. I love Jaja. I saw it twice.
Best play is typically an award for the playwright.
Are you time stamping? Oh.
This is the whole show.
Where'd you get that?
I was from some days ago.
Lol.
Oh, sure. I wasn't being fake. I wasn't being fake.
I'm totally
Whoa.
Stereophonic.
Let's see the reaction. Who's gonna win?
All right, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
I have like tripped over. I survived a
They're bringing someone else out to. That we were all like, what?
Is that Solomon's always?
I was like, did I miss?
This is such a long. We've hit
2 hours.
2 hours. Oh, wait, no, 6. No, yeah. 1660 is 120, right? So we're over 2 hours? Is that 161?
An hour 20. Well, 120 is 2 hours.
Yeah, so we've been chatting for over 2 hours. It's the longest live I've ever done. Stereophonic. There's no response.
I went to my
Congrats, Stereophonic. That was just so funny. No response.
It was very
I
anticlimactic.
got my ticket to the masquerade. Right.
And that doesn't happen often.
Oh, that's right. It could
We still have how many?
Okay, so we still have musical and revival.
Yeah.
We still have
Best act.
we have leading actors in musical, both female and male.
All right, I'm ending this live. Y'all have been iconic. Love you all. Bye. See you at the show.
See you at the show.
See you at the show. All right, I can just end, right?
I think so, yeah.
I'm so, no, hold on. Gonna copy link, okay. Oh, this is so, like, scary. But I have to, right?
Yeah, you have to end it.
I just end it and then it'll save.
Yeah.
Do you want to like fact check? Like YouTube Live? Okay. The anticipation. Oh.
That was sweet.
I am at the Tonys press room.
There's an automatic archive.
Okay, auto archive. Okay, see you at the show.